On tonight's show, Croatia looked to send the champs home early.
Ireland looked to job the Italians.
And the upcoming Premier League schedule is announced, and we have it.
We will have news on the upcoming season. We'll let you know the opening fixtures. We're going to run right through from August all the way to May. I'm kidding. We're not going to do that. We would run out of time, I think, to do that. Welcome to this Monday edition of the Fox Soccer Report.
We'll send it over to Rob Stone and Warren Barton at the Fox Soccer Studios.
After you all recap the day's highlights, Warren and I will analyze reigning champion Spain's win over Croatia. We'll tell you who their performance reminded us of. Also, we'll let you know what to expect from the return of Wayne Rooney as he talks about England's clash with Ukraine coming up on Tuesday. We'll see you a little bit later in the show.
Thanks, gents. 2-2 was the magical scoreline after mathematicians spent hours doing their calculations. That would see both Spain and Croatia through. But coaches Vicente Del Bosque and Slaven Bilic seemed disinterested in such a scenario. The pressure was on Croatia to win, while Spain only needed a draw to reach the knockout stage. The match starting slowly in this. Sergio Ramos in the 23rd minute finds space.
1988. Now, more from Fox Soccer's Grant Wall.
Spain and Italy are through to the quarterfinals of Euro 2012, but it did not come easily at all. Italy gets a 2-0 win against Ireland. Italy moving to a four-man back line in this game for the first time and had some struggles at first.
Friday, FIFA President Sepp Blatter recalled a day back in 1995 when he predicted that women's football would be key to the future of the sport. According to him, he took a risk by saying something that at the time seemed so strange. But as the 6 host cities for the expanded 2015 Women's World Cup were announced in Canada, he's ultimately been proved correct. In an exclusive sit-down interview, Michelle Lissel and Bobby McMahon spoke with the president about the women's game, where it's heading, and what hosting the tournament will do for the game in North America.
It's a very exciting day for Canadian soccer, and in particular the 6 cities that will be hosting the Women's World Cup in 2015. And we're very honored today to sit with the FIFA president, Joseph S. Blatter.
President Blatter, since year 2000, FIFA have added the under-20s, the under-17s to women's soccer on a global basis. How do you see women's game progressing in the next 10 to 15 years?
You know, I am a man who has a principle in life: who never takes a risk will never have a chance. And I took a risk in 1995 when we had the second Women's World Cup in Sweden.
100% for the final. How are you feeling?
I don't think at my age I'm ever 100% for any game anymore, but you know, I'll be fine. It's going to be sore, but you know, I haven't trained. I trained today for the first time. I ran a little bit first time since the game the other day. I've had a precautionary brace on my foot, just because the swelling was so bad I couldn't get normal shoes on, but yeah, it should be fine.
And you cannot count Real Salt Lake out of this game.
And my final question for you, can you get me on The Price is Right?
No, because you know me. You automatically, by doing this interview, screwed yourself out of any chance of being a contestant on Price is Right. But I can get you priority seating, so you'd have to wait in line 12 hours like everybody else. People wait in line 12, 15 hours to come see the show all the time. But I can get you priority seating. You show up a half hour for the show, sit in the front row, we get you a name tag, and then after the show's over, I'll take you backstage, let you spin the wheel.
Nice.
How does that sound?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm good for that. I'm good for that.
Okay.
Good evening and welcome to the Fort William First Nation. We're here tonight for another TBTV Town Hall. First Nation Forward.
I'm Barry Third along with Chris Adams. Now, over the last few years here in the Reserve, there's been an unprecedented level of economic activity. Several new building projects and new partnerships that have opened the doors to a new level of economic opportunity. Tonight, we're going to take a look at that growth and examine where it goes from here.
It was terrifying. I remember when I first woke up and when I realized where I was, I started crying because I knew that my life would never be the same again after that.
I lost my son to the illness. I was losing myself to the depression. I was losing myself to people who mattered to me, my friends and stuff.
I felt victimized, being labeled as schizophrenic or manic depressive. I felt victimized.
The 90s have been a decade marked by dramatic cuts to government services, and the hardest hit by the reform is healthcare. Hospitals across the province are scrambling to maintain the level of care the people of Ontario have come to expect. But it hasn't been easy. In northwestern Ontario, some of the most profound changes affect the mental health system. The government is closing the regional psychiatric hospital and moving mental health care out into the community. Rapid change can be difficult for anyone, but for someone suffering from mental illness, changes can be traumatic. When the psychiatric hospital closes and the new services promised by the government aren't in place, sufferers of mental illness will be asking, who will help me now?
Welcome to Safari 2001. Television. It informs us, entertains us, and convinces us the way no other single media can. With an irresistible combination of sight, sound, motion, and emotion, television remains the #1 way we choose to experience the world, and the #1 way for you to deliver your message.
The mullet. Some say it's all business in the front with a party around back. If only that were true. If you suffer from the mullet, you're not alone. We can help. Call the Hair Infinity Helpline, 623-7265. That's Hair Infinity, 623-7265. The poodle. Some describe it as style meets function. In truth, it's a sobering reminder of too much of a good thing. If you suffer from the poodle, you're not alone. We can help. Call the Hair Infinity Helpline, 623-7265. That's Hair Infinity, 623-7265.
Imagine life in utopia. Imagine utopia surrounding star.
Day 13. I can't feel my toes. Rations are depleted. I've lost the will to carry on. What the?
Молодий хлопче, що ти тут робиш? О, хтось забув take a hike.
What?
Не гризися, бідний, зараз за тобою хтось приїде. Wait, come back.
Every adventure begins with a visit to Take a Hike, where you'll find the right Christmas gifts for the great explorer in your family.
P.S. Next time, I'm going to take a hike.
That's nasty.
That's funny. It's great. Way to go, guys. Good job.
Not listening to Mark and Dan in the morning? This is what you're missing. Rock 94, Thunder Bay's best rock.
I'm 83 and enjoying you boys. I love to be with young people.